Let me ask you something. If a president says, "I was kidnapped," does that mean US law just stops? Because that's exactly what Venezuela's president, Nicolás Maduro, is claiming right now. He says he was taken illegally. He says he's still the real president. And he says US courts have no right to touch him. That sounds powerful. But here's the truth. In the United States, law doesn't work on statements. It works on rules. US courts don't care who you say you are. They care about jurisdiction. They care about recognition. They care about legal authority. Now, normally, presidents do get protection. It's called head of state immunity. Basically, international law says a sitting president usually can't be prosecuted in another country's courts for things connected to their official job. That rule exists to prevent chaos between nations. But here's the part people miss. You don't get immunity just because you claim it. You don't get it because you say, "I'm still president." Immunity depends on recognition. And that means one thing. Does the United States officially recognize you as the legitimate leader of your country? If the answer is no, then that protection may not apply. So when Nicolás Maduro says, "I am still the president of Venezuela," that statement alone doesn't decide anything. Inside a US courtroom, judges don't pick presidents. They apply the law. Now let's talk about the kidnapping claim. From a legal point of view, saying, "I was kidnapped," is not a magic defense. It becomes a jurisdiction argument. The defense is basically saying, "You shouldn't hear this case because I was brought here illegally." But US courts have ruled this many times. Even if the arrest was controversial, even if it caused international outrage, that alone does not erase criminal charges. The court focuses on one thing. Do we have the legal power to hear this case? That's it. Now, don't misunderstand this. Claims of illegal capture are serious. They raise international law issues. They create diplomatic problems. But those fights happen between governments, at the United Nations, behind closed doors, not by automatically throwing out criminal cases. There's one more key point here. Even when immunity exists, it usually protects official actions only, not private actions, not criminal conduct. Courts look closely at what the person is accused of doing. Was it part of their official duties? Or was it something outside that role? That distinction matters a lot. So where does this leave Nicolás Maduro under US law? It comes down to three questions. Does the court have jurisdiction? Does immunity apply based on US recognition? And were the alleged actions official or criminal? Public speeches don't answer those questions. Press conferences don't answer those questions. Judges do. Using law and precedent. Here's the bottom line. Being a president does not put you above US law. Claiming you were kidnapped does not stop a case. And saying, "I'm still in charge," does not override legal reality. This is what happens when international politics and criminal law collide. And it's why real legal decisions are made in courtrooms, not microphones. If you want more real explanations like this, in plain English, follow Legal Loophole US.